For every 5 loved SML characters, there are another 5 that are completely despised. And today, we're gonna compare them all, starting with the most universally hated character in SML, Rose. In 2015, we got introduced to Rosalina, who at first seemed like a pretty nice character because she was actually being a nice girlfriend to Mario. She liked stars and actually had a pretty interesting backstory, with her parents literally being aliens. During this period of SML, she wasn't annoying and actually helped out Mario to make his life better. Although things weren't perfect, with her being really emotional and frequently having mental breakdowns. But besides that, everything seemed great. But things wouldn't stay good for long, because just one short year later, one of Rosalina's many ex-boyfriends would show up to the door. And this is where the cracks finally started to show in their relationship. But Rose's millions of ex-boyfriends isn't the only reason people hated her character. In fact, she would start getting a lot worse shortly after the introduction of Jeffy in early 2016, where Rosalina would always take Jeffy's side even if he was in the wrong. This, combined with her constant nagging and screaming, prompted reactions like this among fans.
It makes me lose my fucking mind. I feel like I'm about to go on a goddamn rampage because of this. I'm done with this. Like, is Logan ever gonna change Rose?
Yeah, I agree with you that Rose is the worst character. Okay, so when Mario's ex comes, Rosalina is mad, but when Rosalina's ex comes, she's happy? Rosalina is a horrible wife. All of this has solidified Rose as one of the most hated SML characters. But while Rose isn't liked for her immature behavior and literally cheating on Mario, Black Yoshi is praised for his amazing humor and unique character. Black Yoshi, or Dougie as he's known today, might not be nearly as good as he used to be, but the Black Yoshi I'm talking about is the pre-cease and desist letter version of him, where he was still a Nintendo plushie. Black Yoshi wasn't just funny, he was actually fun to watch, and I think that came from how unique his character was. But many people seem to agree. Black Yoshi is definitely one of my favorite SML characters. Black Yoshi is so funny, and I don't blame them. Some of the things Black Yoshi has said are just so cartoonishly ridiculous to a point where you can't find this stuff anywhere else. Another thing that makes him different from all the other characters is because he really didn't fit into the category of kids or adults in the show, and he would also interact with pretty much any character, which is actually pretty rare to see, and created a lot of unique situations. The humor they used for Black Yoshi at the time was unmatched by any character. They did it exactly right, by just using the right amount of edginess not to get canceled, but still staying absolutely hilarious. While people praise Black Yoshi for his unique character traits, Hank Huckerdoo, by contrast, has nothing unique about him. Unlike most of the characters on this list, Hank Huckerdoo was terrible from his debut episode. This character literally serves no purpose and makes other people's lives hell. On top of this, he brags about everything no matter how stupid it is. We see an example of this in SML movie The Huckerdoos, where 1 minute into the video, Hank is already bragging about his multiple Lawn of the Year trophies, and practically drags Marvin into his home to show him the trophies, which honestly made me hate him instantly. I know they made him really egotistical and kind of meant to be hated, but somehow it comes off even worse than that. And it's not just me that thinks this. Pretty much the whole fan base agrees, with multiple rant videos being made about just this one character. And on top of this, multiple SML fan channels have made their own videos with their own puppets literally destroying the Huckerdoos. This has gotten so bad to the point where Logan has stated he wants to rework the characters.
Focus on the Huckerdoos being, like, you know, stuck up and like neighbors that are like sometimes, you know.
While Hank is basically drowning in his own pride, Marvin is the complete opposite. Marvin has always been a humble character, but I think one of the best qualities about him is that he has reasoning and logic that's actually pretty good, unlike most characters on this list. He's the kind of character you can always side with. He's also a really funny character, and most of his humor comes from himself getting into ridiculous situations, like in SML movie where he literally becomes a private stripper for the Huckerdoos, or in President Marvin where he somehow becomes the literal president of the United States, just because Goodman told him to and campaigned for him because Goodman was having problems with taxes. There's one more reason why Marvin's a good character though. Unlike Rose, Marvin has never even considered cheating on her, even though he's had the chance to so many times in the past with Suzanne. But honestly, who would want to cheat with her? And with many people having him as his favorite character, he has definitely solidified himself as one of the most loved SML characters. But while Marvin has been a loyal husband husband and basically the straight man character for SML, the same can't be said about Suzanne Huckerdoo. Her entire purpose as a character is just being an unfaithful wife. She makes it her life mission to cheat on Hank in as many ways as possible. Like, I know he's annoying, but come on, he doesn't deserve this. One example of her cheating is in SML movie Marvin the Pool Boy, where Marvin decides to get a job working as a pool boy for the Huckerdoos. And it's all going well until it wasn't. Suzanne was sitting by the pool, and Marvin hadn't even started to clean it yet until she just randomly decided to flash Marvin. This wasn't even a one-time thing either. She did it multiple times. And I think her and Hank need some serious marriage counseling. And this isn't even the worst instance of her cheating. Not even close. Because in SML movie The Stakeout, Brooklyn Guy and Simmons are doing a stakeout on a house to try to catch a criminal. But while waiting, they see guy after guy after guy after guy, you get the point, entering the Huckerdoo house. And well, it turns out Hank wasn't home, and yeah, I'm sure you can use your imagination and see where that went. It's not even just her though. In fact, people hate all of the Huckerdoos to the point where people are celebrating over them not appearing. If mentions don't count, then August marks 2024 SML's first Huckerdoo-less month. To me, they just don't feel like SML characters at all. They come off more as rejected side characters from some crappy adult cartoon. I really don't like them and wish they'd go away. They're all super annoying, but Hank and Susie are probably the worst in that regard. All of the Huckerdoos just seem to be kind of one-dimensional with their character traits. Hank is egotistical, Suzanne is a bop, Timmy is gay, and Susie is annoying. However, a character who actually has some depth to his personality is Woody. Woody has some actual interests, and those interests have so much depth, like hunting shrimp, or as he calls them, shrimpos for a living. He even has a whole series made on him called Shrimpo Hunter, where he would hunt various shrimps, from just normal shrimps to hunting a massive rare shrimp in Shrimpo Hunter episode 5. And this was an irregular SML movie, because unlike another series on the old channel called Chef Pee Pee Quits, Woody filmed the entire series himself, kind of like a vlog format. But unlike other SML characters, his personality was so much more than that. His character was intelligent, gentle, and most of all hardworking, which makes him a super unique character compared to what we have in modern SML. He isn't just a good character, he's a fan favorite with so many fans begging for him to come back. I want to see more of the OG characters, like Shrek, Woody, Toad, and I definitely want to see Luigi a bit more. But unfortunately for those OG fans, Woody seems to be not used anymore, with him being sent to the Forgotten Character Dungeon, where all old characters go to die and fade into a piece of paper on the wall. But while we might not see Woody nowadays, let's talk about a very infamous character we see all the time, Jeffy. When we first saw Jeffy in 2016 in Mario the Babysitter, we all thought that he would just be a one-time character. And in this first video, he was actually okay. He wasn't annoying, he didn't do anything too controversial, and at this point, he was just a regular one-time character. But all of this changed when Mario the Babysitter absolutely blew up and became one of the most popular videos to ever be made on Logan's channel. This is where all of his problems started though, because just a few short videos later, Logan uploaded SML movie Jeffy's Bad Word, which was very controversial, mentioning and the use of the word. And you would think that Logan would learn his lesson after the controversy started, but that wasn't the case. Because then just a short while after, he uploaded Jeffy's Tantrum, the most infamous SML video of all time. And in this video, Jeffy asks Mario for a game off the App Store, and when Mario says no, Jeffy starts doing increasingly crazy stuff to get what he wants. It starts with an alternate version of Jeffy showing up to the door and asking for the game. Then, it escalates into Jeffy throwing a TV and a whole couch off the second floor balcony. This by itself isn't really bad though. It's what happened next that really got Logan into trouble. After Jeffy threw the TV off the balcony, Mario went upstairs and understandably disciplined him for his actions, which made Jeffy really depressed. And then he puts a rope on his neck and yeah, I can't really say anything else without getting demonetized. But this video literally got Logan and his YouTube channel put on Good Morning America, which if you didn't know is one of the biggest national news stations. But this isn't even the end of it. it because a news report came out from a UK outlet called The Sun, saying that a 7-year-old boy tried to imitate Jeffy's actions in Jeffy's tantrum. This is alleged though because we don't know if it's true, especially because in the UK, The Sun isn't a very reliable news source. Although, hatred for Jeffy wasn't just rooted in controversy. In fact, it went deeper than that. People hated that Jeffy would be the main character in almost every video, even in videos where he barely appeared at all. For example, Jeffy's Big Idea. That's literally just a Mario video with Jeffy plastered on the thumbnail for views.
Wow, you know, for a minute there, I thought Mario's name was going to be in the title. I was getting nervous. Viewer retention was like, now it's like, cha-ching! Thanks for that big idea, Jeffy!
And nowadays, there's really only a rotation of 4 to 5 main characters in the show. And for this, you can thank Jeffy. But while Jeffy's had a lot of negative impacts on the channel, let's look at a character who arguably made the video so much better. And that character is actually Jeffy's brother. Scooter is pretty much the complete opposite to Jeffy, because Scooter hates money and loves being charitable, whereas Jeffy loves money and would do anything to get it. And this made fans love him because he didn't fit the spoiled brat personality that most of the kid characters in this show had, like Jeffy and Junior. It's like he was just Jeffy, but the complete opposite of him at the exact same time. And that made both the Jeffy fans and the older fans love him. Unfortunately though, he was never a main character, and the last time he ever appeared was in 2023. And a lot of fans actually miss him because he was such a unique character. He wasn't annoying, and he had such a positive impact on the videos that people still talk about him. I miss Scooter. I'm so sad that this was Scooter's last appearance. But it turns out that Matthew Reber, the guy who voices Scooter, actually has a job and lives in a different location from the rest of the SML crew, which is why he hasn't appeared in a video for almost 2 years. However, we can't mention the topic of greed and not talk about Dewey Dumdidit. Luckily for us though, he was only a one-time character, so we only had to suffer with him once. But he was so bad that he gets a mention in this video. The one and only time we saw him was in SML movie Jeffy's TV show, where Rosalina films a home video of Mario and Jeffy, and that's when Dewey Dumdidit shows up to the door and offers them a lot of money to film a TV show for him. But it turns out this deal wouldn't be as good as it seems.
Jeffy, don't point guns at people!
Jeffy, don't point the gun. Oh, God! Oh, God! Oh, I got shot in the leg!
I know! They love it! Ratings are through the roof! I couldn't ask for anything better.
After a bunch of torture, they slowly get replaced one by one for totally unfair reasons. Like Rosalina literally just following her script that's blank. That's not even the worst part, because once Mario asks for the money they were promised, Dewey refuses to pay him, because the full contract actually said that he would not pay him the $15,000, which means he was scamming them from the very beginning. Can you imagine someone coming to your house, promising you a bunch of money by contract, and then running off? I would be so mad. And this one video alone instantly solidified Dewey as one of the most hated characters in SML. And even though this next character is greedy as well, at least he has a heart. And the character I'm talking about is Shrek. As you probably know, Shrek's a fan favorite, and that's not without reason. He's always had a good heart, like in 2017 when he got kicked out of the house for crapping on the couch.
You're always eating cheesecake, you're always making messes, and now this! You crapped on my couch, Shrek!
I'm sorry, Donkey.
Sorry's not gonna cut it!
It slipped.
That's it, Shrek. You leave me no choice. Get out.
And go to the store for more cheesecake?
No, get out!
Which led to Mario and him falling out. However, this was quickly resolved when Mario came out and apologized to Shrek, and they hugged it out. And many fans, including me, could go on for ages about just how lovable and kind of a character he is, despite his unhealthy love for cheesecake.
I pooped on the couch too.
You what, Donkey?
I was sitting on the couch and it slipped.
What slipped, Donkey?
I pooped all over the couch.
You did, Donkey?
Yeah.
Hug me, Donkey!
He's also just a really funny character. Like when he crashed out because Junior and Jeffy ate his cheesecake and literally broke a door down. Some of the funniest SML videos I've ever watched in all my years of watching them have been Shrek videos.
It's not my crap. It's not my fingers. It couldn't be my cheesecake. My cheesecake!
And there's how excited he gets over eating an unholy amount of cheesecake. He's just always been one of the funniest characters, and deserves to be remembered as one of the most loved SML characters of all time. Shrek will never be forgotten from the SML channel. Shrek is and always will be my favorite SML character, with Black Yoshi as a close second. But let me know what your 5 most hated and most loved characters are in the comments below. And make sure to click on this video on screen right here. I'm sure you'll love it.